not the season anymore. This is about a father who asked his young daughter what she'd like for Christmas. And the daughter said, well, what I'd really like is a baby brother. That's what I'd really like. And of course the wife was there, and she's quite protruding in front, and surely thereafter, right after Christmas, she came home with a little baby brother for the daughter. So the next year, the father said, darling, what would you like for Christmas this year? And she said, well, if it wouldn't be too uncomfortable for Mommy, I'd like a pony. Okay, that's enough of the Christmas. You know, it is the time of the year when we make these New Year's resolutions, and they often relate to having a better health, a personal thing. And I have some thoughts I would like to pass along to you about my own feeling about this. I'll do anything for a good body except diet and exercise. I don't work out. My philosophy is no pain, no pain. I have flabby thighs, but fortunately my stomach covers them. I don't jog, it makes the ice jump right out of my glass. If you ever see me jogging, tell the bus driver that my arm's caught in the door. I went to the hospital waiting room the other day for my checkup, and I saw a dozen people walking around all with urine samples in their hand. And it looked like a Snapple convention. You know, asthma really bothers me, particularly when it regards to dogs and or cigar smoke. And what's really awful is when the dog smokes cigars. I finally had a dental plan. I have one now that I can afford. It's I chew on the other side. And I recently became a Christian Scientist because it was the only health plan I could afford. I would like to relate to you about an elderly Italian gentleman who lived on the outskirts of Rimini, Italy, and he went to a local church for confession. And when he got into the confessional, the priest opened the door, and the old man started saying a confession of, during World War II, I had a neighbor lady who was a Jewish girl, and she knocked on my door very urgently, asking for me to hide her from the Nazis. And so I hid her in my attic. Well, the priest replied, well, there's really nothing you have to confess about that. It's a very noble deed of yours. He said, yes, but there is more to confess, Father. She said, you know, after a while, she was so grateful that she began to let me have sexual favors. And sometimes even twice on Sundays. And this priest said, well, that is not so good, but frankly, considering the dangers that you had to excuse me, okay, if I had to disagree, okay, if you understand all the dangers that you had to face, and she, I would say in any special circumstances, that's still something you can be forgiven for. And besides which, it was a long time ago, and the Italian seemed quite relieved, but he said, you know, there's one more thing, Father. He said, I'd really like to have your opinion on this. He said, should I let her know that the war is over now? I was in a cemetery the other day, and a man placed some flowers on the grave of my dearly departed mother. And I started back towards the car, and I noticed there was a man kneeling in front of another gravestone, and he was crying and praying, and with great intensity, he said, why did you have to die? Why did you have to die? So I walked over to him and I said, sir, I don't wish to interfere with your private affairs, but, you know, this demonstration of pain is more than I've ever seen before. For whom do you mourn so deeply, a child or a parent? The mourner took a moment to collect himself and then replied, "My wife's first husband."